and soon you may find comfort in your newfound ability, your vulnerability to feel fully.
Keep giving it up for Haley, everybody. Come on. Show love. Thank you. Judges, it's time for those scores. From a low to a high, we've got a 6.5. Moving up to a 7.5. Then we got a 7.8, an 8.9, and a 9.5. Give it up for the poet, everybody. In transition, we got Jason. Crowning is Jose. And being born to the mic, everybody give love to Elliot. All the way to the mic.
Thanks for the mic raise there, Gabe. From corner to corner, backyard to yard, back to throwing dirt clods in my yard like when I was 3 years old. Meditation, creation, flowing with the energies that be and become, be and believe. The B2B dance, no more mota for me. Set my mind at ease by pursuing my dreams. Back to childhood before we had to take Cambo to scrape ourselves clean. Thing with this life, I don't remember having to say in the decision. It was just assigned to me. Yin yang insane. The obstacle is the way. What's in front of me is exactly what's supposed to be. So just stay put. Stop fucking shit up. Consistency over time is the key to destiny's rhyme. Life is a paradox, so relax from the mystery and leave all worries behind. Don't worry, be happy. I know it's a cliche, but cliches stay in place for a reason. The one who pays attention is the one who gets paid. I'll never be as cool as JJ. Grateful for this opportunity to get up on the mic and share what I have to say. May all of your lives be blessed. May we all find true rest and happiness. I'll never be as cool as GKC. Grateful for this opportunity to get up, I'll just say, may all of your lives be blessed. May we all find true rest and happiness.
Give it up for the poet, everybody. Thank you. Judges, see those scores. From a low to a high, we have got a 6 to a 6.5, 6.7, 6.9, up to a 7.8. Give it up for the poet, everybody. Fuck yeah, fuck yeah. In transition, we got Hector. Crowning, we got Jason. Being born to the mic, show love for Jose.
My professor tells me my topic is too dark for a thesis. I tell him he wouldn't think that if more dark people were given the chance to write one. I tell him I want to write about how the Greek myth says Prometheus gave us fire so we could see in the dark, so we could cook our food, so we could warm our homes. But the white supremacists missed the memo. I tell him the American fact shows us that Uncle Sam's children have been using fire for control. Ask the natives as they became ashes floating in the wind through their pillaged villages. Ask the women of Salem as they went up in flames, praying to a creator that now welcomed them. Ask the burning crosses as the Klansmen distorted their message of hope into a message of fear. Ask the scorching churches as they collapsed on top of blazing bodies, screaming well into the afterlife. He tells me to calm down, that the reason my topic is so weak is because both sides have misused fire. I have to remind him that the fire on the torch of Lady Liberty is different than the fire on the torches used in Charlottesville. He clearly wants this brown man to just chill, but how? How can I chill? How can I chill when I was born amidst fire? while Los Angeles burned as black and brown bodies protested against the system that viewed us as gears too big for it to function. How can I chill when 27 years later, my mother calls me every night? My white friends think, oh, that's just a helicopter parent. But I know that's just a parent hoping a helicopter isn't chasing her son. How can I chill when the white supremacist in the White House has used the ink on my skin to paint a target on my back? How can I chill when their fire of hate is now encased into bullets? And perhaps that's why they scream fire when they see us. What they didn't know is that we're fucking phoenixes. And for every one of us they burn, 1,000 of us will rise from the ashes.
Keep giving it up for the poet, everybody. Hot damn, yes. Judges. Yes. From a low to a high, we've got a 9.8. We got another 9.8. We got 1, 2, and 3 10s. Give it up for the poet. Yes. All right, we are moving halfway through the list. In transition, we got Bishop, crowning is Hector, and being born to the mic. Give it up. Show love for Jason, your DJ.
We all have abandonment issues. If you was half as sad as me, I couldn't stand to be with you, but love is official. Your situation is the product of choices. This is where we find our voices. We all have abandonment issues. If you was half as sad as me, I couldn't stand to be with you. Love is official. Your situation is the product of choices. This is where we find our voices. I stop dreaming when they tell me I'm woke. When I'm rapping in my car, they tell me I'm dope. They help me to cope. Back when like my whole heart broke. They say you understand my pain, but I hope y'all don't. Being grown, being gone, being on another planet, being Joseph or Jason or Damascus, damn it. Every voice is an angel or an angle of a facet of the diamond that this life is. Happiness is priceless. Like when your ex got mad and kept asking where her knife is. Now I fucking question everybody's niceness. I roll a Lucy to help to relieve the tightness. I sit and listen to the voices talking like this. They tell me how to speak with power and politeness. They tell me how to find peace in a crisis. They tell me about how lyrical light shifts. They tell me I should not be turning down my brightness. We all have abandonment issues. If you was half as sad as me, I couldn't stand to be with you. Love is official. Your situation's the product of choices. This is where we find our voices. Thank you.
Keep giving it up for the poet, everybody. Thank you, judges. Those scores. From a low to a high, we've got a 9.5, up to a 9.6, another 9.6, up to a 9.8, and a 10. Give it up for the poet. We're on to our last three poets of the first round, then we're going to take a quick break. Tally up all those scores, and then we'll move on to the second round. So in transition, we have Marius crowning as bishop and being born to the mic. Everybody show love for Hector.
Oh, whiteness, how you invert me into tri-split salt pillars, then demand I dissolve back into your oceanic limbs. Oh, white nest, how inadvertent of you to unintentionally rebirth me as I am unmade with drowning upon drowning. Every screamless bubble from my throat becomes an infinite hive of unresolved cadences, becomes broken body elegies, submerged potentiality. And so I trick myself to re-become anything body-like, reinvert my sodium into calcium to attempt alchemizing me into bone, but still too ivory to be crowned marginally skeleton in your pale pupils. Oh, why am I next in line to crown you margin ally skeleton in your kind's pale pupils? Oh, whiteness, why are you so obsessed with race? I'm not the fucking one drowning enough brown spines to messiah us to an American oasis, then call out wetback. Not the one naming brown after my brow stale sweat and misnaming us colonized colonizer like SPIC, Spanish person in custody, when every police jail cell threshold mouth screams louder than undocu children cry, quieted under America's right wing. The left wing tokenizes me so gilded, I become treasure box full of medallions, holding a brown bomb in my throat. It's white wick, cockloaded to scream, spic, SPIC. The wick's every twined hair, always prepared to ignite itself to combust me into shrapnel. Same fucking bald eagle with a meadow of brown scalp, graveyards under every golden feather. Oh, white Loch Ness. In response, I scream, subjugated person, imploding cathedrals, SPIC, all the manifest destiny, groaning Armageddons when I stone all the stained glass for stoning my stained glass heart queers too. Oh, unhighness. In response, I scream, my maize-blooded people thorn-crowned you their unmessiah, and so you cruciformed their bodies aflame. And so I conflagration your congregation. I wildflare inferno every unbible to uncathedral the sour bread of Christ, to un-KKK all the staled wine spilled from melanated blood. I scream out what you did, kill, kill, kill. In response, I scream, just scream, for all those with honeywood skin who could not, who still cannot. Oh, whiteness, divineless God, amen.
Keep giving it up for the poet, everybody. Yes. Judges, let's see them scores. Spooky. From a low to a high, we've got an 8. Going up to an 8, a 9.7. Then we got a 9.8, another 9.8, and a 10. Give it up for the poet, everybody. We are on to our last 2 of the round. So in transition, we got a quick break. Crowning is Marius, and being born to the mic, show love for Bishop.
Hello everyone, welcome to Rehab. Today we have a special 2-for-1. The first one is called Re-Up. Cold sweats out of my ears pour down like salvation for the next generation. Comrade Clutch screams wolf in the night. Take a hot shower in the sun till your skin peels off to sweat out the toxins. Night sky sunshine tans my mind. Gray matter turns to black shit. I got a pocket full of Skittles. Cavemen right on my tummy walls. Pall Mall soot sit in my chimney. Steam comes out my cock and fills up my drawers, carrying me to the town next over. I share my cigarettes with lost travelers, seeking out souls for my jelly jar. I share my cigarettes with lost travelers, seeking out souls for my jelly jar. This is where love comes to die, inside my pocket. I keep a rocket in my smoke sack for the monkeys on my back. They want to keep me good. They try to teach me. This is number 2. This one's called Detox. There's a voice in my head. They say shut all the doors. They say crack all the windows. Eat off your toes. They say you're not some god. Don't eat the fun. Leave some for the professionals. Swallow your toes. Cough up the nails. Jump through the windows. What is see-through is false. Take off the hinges. The room needs to breathe. Don't slit your throat. Digest your food. Now I walk on all fours. I've begged for forgiveness. Now I suck on. I coughed up my toes. I ate all my sick. I need to be whole. I need a new God.
Keep giving it up for the poet, everybody. All right, judges. From a low to a high, we're going to start with an 8.2. Going up to an 8.9. We got a 9, another 9, up to a 9.2. Give it up for the poet, everybody. Hell yes. All right, in transition is the second round. Crowning is a brief break, and being born to the mic last on the first round. Everybody show love for Marius.
When I was bored, my dad quit using. He ran to tell his friends that loving me was the only high he ever needed. I guess like any other high, it didn't last. In the afternoons, I find him face down in his own drool. Fights with Mom would shatter the quiet until it becomes my white noise. My dad once said to me, "You were born on the 31st and I on the 13th. We're the same, but mirrored." I'm 6 now and we live with my mom's parents. It's too quiet. My brothers and I fill the silence with public television and FM radio, but mostly we fight. Sometimes Dad takes me out for a ride in a car he built, a Honda Prelude, low to the ground, it's too fast and too loud. He says someday I'll teach you how to drive in this. He doesn't notice the bloody crescent wounds all over my forearms from when my brother dug his nails in and pulled, but I notice the pockmarks on his skin. His face gets more crowded, and his visits get more sparse, and I never did get that Honda Prelude. I'm grown now. I can't remember my father's voice, but I remember his smell, Marlboros and motor oil. I can't remember his smile, but I can see him in the mirror every time I press my face to the glass in the small hours of the morning. His sister sits across from me, and she asks if I'd like to come home, to visit the islands that birthed my parents. She tells me for the first time about my father's addictions, and now, the things I saw as a child are now making sense. Feelings packed away so carefully are shaken out of place and thrown in front of me. Like a Costco in a 4.5 earthquake, it's a mess in there. And in spite of it all, I find myself hoping that he accepts me as his son. But I look in the mirror, and I'm reminded that, like it or not, I am his son.
Keep giving it up for the poet, everybody. Yes. All right, judges. The scores. From a low to a high, we've got a 9.2. Moving up to a 9.3, a 9.5, a 9.5, and a 9.9. No, I got it wrong. 7? Apologies. The low was a 7.9. I'm sorry. My eyes are kind of rough. Did you get the rest? That is correct. Thank you, judges. Give it up for everybody who just touched the stage in the first round. Yes. Again, the top and bottom scores will be knocked off. And I think since we have time, everybody in the first round may move on to the second round. And then the 2 top scoring poets of the night will get points, which will advance them on to finals. So we're going to do some tallying real quick. Take a little bathroom break, have a smoke, come back here in 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll get the second round started. Give it up for yourselves for being here on a Monday evening. Fuck yeah. friends. How was your break? Nice. My break is pretty cool. Who's ready for more poems? You want some more poems? Yeah? Cool. Well, we got some more poems. Welcome to the second round of the February Slam. We are going to do this second round in the following order. I was grossly overconfident. Sadly, we won't be able to do everybody from the first round in the second round. But we are able to get to 7 folks in the second round. So it will be in this order. It's in reverse order of the scores. So the highest score is on top, and it goes down from there. So first, we got Jose, then we got Hector, then we got Jason, then we got Marius, then we got Bishop, then we got Haley, then we got Avery. Give it up for all of the poets who have performed this evening and all of the poets who have made it to the second round. Hell yes. So we're going to get the energy back up. Are we ready to just hop into it? You want to just do it? Yeah? Do we have all of our judges? Judges in the house. Can we see all the boards? Make sure you. All right. He's on the phone. It's all good. It's all good. I see the light. We're good. But actually, you are mistaken because we are not ready. We have to have our second round sacrifice. So our sacrificial poet for the second round. Everybody, get your energy up. Put your hands together. Welcome up on stage, Allie.
Paperweight Boy has cinder-blocked stereotypes of us. I tell him firmly, with compassion, we is reserved for the bedroom. His innocence tastes of good weed, not that hokey shit, the real stuff. Through the haze, I remember he bought me dinner once. Those kinds of kisses, the offer, my eventual refusal, and a chuckle edged out from beneath the duvet cover. There's something about the whole of it. Paperweight Boy reminds me of lazy weekends. Long and fabulous, carved out for specific purposes. I like kissing him. I like it when he pulls my hair. Calls me dearest, calls me sweetie. Paperweight Boy calls me. Sometimes I even think he might like me better if I push him away a little more. We listen to the dead and let each other relax for a little while. This small vacation is a gift. When he returns in a week or two, Paperweight Boy will seek hard labor. I think of him like caution. The rest is optional. I stopped being religious a long time ago, but still I pray for hardness. Still worship the pillow every night, and even so, Paperweight Boy lies down again. People often ask me how we fell in love, and I don't know what to tell them. You see, I don't think too much about it. I like whiskey neat. I like my hair and my lover's a little more tossed and bothered. And that's not love either, it's lazy. I get obsessive about the distinction. Paperweight Boy has his fingers in my hair, habit formation at best. There are waves to it. The one crashing over my body right now is cold, is foaming, salt and grit, is ecstasy. Maybe the love is somewhere under the microscope.
Keep giving it up for the poet, everybody. Thank you. Judges, it's time for those scores. From a low up to a high, we got an 8.4. Going up to a 9, a 9.6, a 9.8, and a 10. Give it up for the poet, everybody. Starting off the second round. All right. Once again, judges, you got your scores calibrated. Try and stay consistent. I know it's exciting. And keep using decimal points. I like it. Smiles, are you ready? Smiles is ready. In transition, we got Jason. Crowning, we have Hector. And being born to the mic, first in the second round, show love for Jose.
To the racist white guy who told me my tongue was too brown. Joke's on you, motherfucker. It's just as red as yours. See, the only difference is that I've learned to maneuver my tongue in a language so that my mother lost the rhythm in my feet to dance a cumbia. So my father knows that my love for football hasn't replaced my love for football. So that my brothers know that it's never okay to call them putas in any language. But above all, so that my nieces and nephews can pay homage to our ancestors. Yes, the same ancestors who lost this land to the colonizers, but not for lack of trying, but because they were ill-equipped. And let us pause for a second. Let us acknowledge that colonization and assimilation sound a lot like assassination. So to my nieces and nephews, take note. Colonizers take many shapes. They will try to assimilate you. But you must never let them assassinate your cultural identity the way they did Cuauhtémoc, as he laid there clutching his Aztec empire only to watch it get ripped from his fingers. As someone whose second grade teacher clipped my middle and second last name while vowing to choke the Mexican accent out of my throat, I can tell you, no matter how hard you try to make your tongue sound like theirs, the minute they see your brown skin, they won't hesitate to call you illegal. No illegals on stolen land. And then send them back to 1776 as their pilgrim lineage stood on the streets, celebrating, watching fireworks pop to the rhythm of freedom for the white man. While thousands of African bodies remained enslaved, their women's rights were shackled to a marriage license, and the smell of the decaying, rotting native corpses nearby fell into the streets with them. Now, while these are all the things I want to say to this racist guy, my brain switches a code, and all I can say is, no, dude, I'm sorry. I wasn't talking shit about you. You're right. I should speak English.
Keep giving it up for the poet, everybody. Thank you. Judges, the scores. From a low to a high, we got a 9.5. Going up to a 9.8. We got a 9.9. Then we got 2 10s. Give it up for the poet. Starting out strong. All right, in transition, we have Marius crowning as Jason and being born to the mic. Show love for Hector.
Now, in this sitting moment, I'm dancing through hallways of the house in my mind, looking for darkness already found inside my own cathedrals. My body is not a temple. It is something much more divine, a breathing organism. Divinity my cells hold amount to more than my own soul. Do they? Where is the line drawn between who will become more God than what is incomparable? But waves reflecting moonlight remind me I've learned enough tonight for moments that do not shine. Beauty is really just pain, re-alphabetized into an etymology of gold over fractures broken into a ghost of the word perfect. And the same could be said for the house inside my brain. I've learned to architecture from dripping dark, seething out my pores. The moon taught us all. She always has been a reminder, radiance, phasing magnificence, just like my every wake and wane and window pane, and how anything can become it. Pain, the one thing that will destroy so mercilessly, it will amnesia your restful, make you forget you can phoenix the atom bomb in your heart, because all I can ever do is wait the moment I will run. 3, 2, 1, and go. As the strings fire, they ice their way in disguise to pass through and Trojan horse the strings woven vertically so tightly across my face. They are unlearning unnecessary tension when all else seems to threaten. I can break through. I know I can. I just need a breaking so graceful you would think I had planned how I would be reborn. Cycle once more, unwind me. I know the mirror can. He has my same hands to slowly peel back my skin, the same pen as well, the same feet to get back up onto. I take myself apart like no lover dreamed they could. Undo myself so carefully, pieces could be resealed in a single origami precise sleight of hand, like I was telling myself to stay put this entire time in my stagnant wholeness. One of the boldest self-surgeries you have ever fucking seen. I can love myself back into radiance, back into ease of internal flow, back into remembering my otherness to become a shred of divine worship is called back into the prayer this way. As if there were not any divinity before, but I remember all the music after the amen, all the harmony before amen. Ra lost its sun. The sun shone before we ever fucking named it. No thing, no where, no name could ever confine me. No syllable or lack thereof could ever confine or define me. No ocean could ever not remind and undo. Birth first, she. Earth, she is a home from explosions. Universe says, when will we learn to silence our own eruptive detonations? I'm still sitting, dancing in that internal house, cathedral body phoenixed into moonlit loose strings. I observe this new lunar self-alchemy, this potential mosaic quilt of my every internal resynthesis in silence. How to knit myself and the world back together at the same time.
Keep giving it up for the poet, everybody. Thank you. Judges, the scores. From a low to a high, we have an 8.2, going up to a 9.4, a 9.5, and we got a 9.7 and another 9.7. Give it up for the poet, everybody. Yes. In transition, we got Bishop. Crowning is Marius. Being born to the mic, everybody, show your love for Jason.
I'm from the Midwest, top to bottom. Summer in the city, born island, blooded believer in love heals. I feel most folks and say hi almost unconditionally. Spiritually, I know just enough to believe. Tight-eyed often, I see everything I can. Limited by so-called manly, lonely, and holiness, I am so-called blessed to have experienced and survived both marriage and parenthood. This reminds me, patriarchy puts parents farther from children. For the life of me, I can't find a receipt for that soul I sold. You know you can buy psychoses wholesale. There's an app. Log in with your Facebook account, subscribe, and you get a new issue every month. We are in recovery, rediscovery, uncovering new corners of this planet daily, maybe in search of renewed purpose/service. Worth is measured by our truth. I'm not crazy, but I've worn that hat. I know now when something ain't right. I walk down the levee, something ain't right. Yeah, California is paradise. Inferno fertilized, I was born into purgatory. My story spans miles and miles of God I hated here where justice lies flat. Long walks in the sun, unpleasant, stretching each sudoriferous gland to its limit, where living your best life is a criminal offense to a long line of tourists turned colonizer, aka frontiersmen, settled in our ways. Is like sweet water to elders. Remembering is an honor, but at 43 in 2020, I am no longer subject to his story. Having lived, worked, and struggled in at least 7 major cities, never before have I been so exposed to homelessness, mental illness, and substance abuse. I'm new to this planet, and I'm shocked how hot the block is. Truth be told, I'm a domestic abuse-enabled latchkey grandma's boy who toys with words and blazes, bumping Jay Dilla daily. Truth be told, I'm a coyote, running solo, yipping at the moon for dancing, patrolling the hills. You see, I've observed from afar for a spell, and I gotta tell y'all, something ain't right. My black and brown folks all broken and tokenized, eyes open, driving us crazy, or recalled for calling bullshit. Warriors pacified in close proximity to our dreams. Look, but don't touch. Look deep, you won't want. Really, what the fuck will it take to make you make a difference? No more ashtray change to sedate your traffic light humanitarianism. No more shaking my head at a zombie on a stolen jump bike. No more sidewalk tents or tense exchanges with a loved one lost turned Nosferatu. Cops too fucking polite, too uptight. Tonight is young girl in melted Mac throwing up entitlement into her highlights. Life under this bridge echoes a stagnant smell. Shame inoculates in shadows. Light along this line smiles defensively with extensive knowledge of the new hard times, trying hard to halt the river from rising above our empty expectations. The county is lactating, feeding its 170-year-old infant soy formula and chamomile. I like it here. Like a satellite that fell into an unknown, perfectly sized ocean. I love it here, like listening. My partner and I glistening through the trees at each other, wondering where the rainbow went.
Keep giving it up for the poet, everybody. Yes, judges, the scores. From a low to a high, we're going to start out at a 9.4, going up to a 9.8. We got a 10, and what we will count as a 10. Give it up for the poet, everybody. That's what's up. So in transition, we have Haley crowning as bishop and being born to the mic. Once again, show love for Marius.
I am so hungry. Sometimes I think about being swallowed whole by the emptiness inside me. I wonder if my lover knows. I wonder what she hungers for, what makes her insides buckle and roil, what makes those fangs drip with anticipation. In autumn, things begin to die. Gardens grow heavy with fruit for the last time. Winds blow, cooling off summer's assault, foretelling the ice to come. Animals engorge themselves in store. They know this may be the last time they eat. I wonder who's keeping you warm tonight. Who talks to you when your eyes won't shut? Are you staying out of trouble? Is trouble finding you like I did? Wherever you are, I hope you're eating well. Are you prepared to die? Am I? What fruit will I bear last? Will I know when my autumn has come? I hope I can leave my children something to eat besides my body.
Keep showing love for the poet, everybody. Thank you. Yes, judges, the scores. From a low to a high, we have a 7.4. Then we're moving up to an 8.5 and another 8.5. And then we got a 9 and then a 9.3. Give it up for the poet, everybody. All right, we're on to our last three poets of the second round. In transition, we have Avery, crowning as Haley, and being born to the mic. Everybody show love for Bishop.
Don't choke on your tongue. There's dung in your teeth. Tongue-in-cheek dances leave me weak and ready for rest. If wisdom were easy, then we'd have world peace and a little less death. To each their own, said the salt to the sugar. Good boys and girls eat their greens and think before they speak. I speak out my neck wherever the slit ends up. I bleed on the floor for you to clean up. There's not enough room in this room to breathe. Hellish daydreams live in this landscape and take my breath away. Verbal Charlie horses come like hailstorms and form stalactites in my chest. I rest on my laurels and hope for tomorrow, even though it's never guaranteed. Godspeed to the deadbeat stuck in the moment. Hope you find the next one and catch your breath quick fast before you get catched, cause time don't wait and death don't lie. I could die right now and fly stupid quick like Superman or God or cannon fodder.
Keep giving it up for the poet. Thank you. From a low to a high, we've got a 8.7. Then we got an 8.9. Then we got a 9, a 9.1, and a 10. Give it up for the poet. Give it up for the poet. Wow. There you go. We got 2 more poets, so keep that energy going until the end of the night. In transition, I'm gonna stall for about 30 seconds while Smiles gets the scores all good. Crowning, we got Avery, and being born to the mic, everybody show love for Haley.
The paradox. I am perfectly on the cusp of beauty and disgust, mixture of miracles and black magic, a balance of intention and habit, bordering love and hate, a blend of free will and fate, both evolving growth of creation and serendipitous mutation. I am the soft flow of water which carves out canyons, and the destructive fire which fuels sweet passions. I am divine royalty, while simultaneously I have dirty feet, and in my hair flowers and weeds. A majestic earth goddess and a hot mess. I am a tomboy in a dress, a purse ripping at the seams, contained but barely. A half-empty cup overflowing with air, a half-hearted smile spread from ear to ear. I am a wide-eyed child, curious and playful, a full-grown woman, mature and stable. I am shadows and light, day and night, black and white, and every color in between, even those you cannot perceive. I am everything and nothing, a passing comet, the ocean in a droplet, an organized pile of stardust, a random flux. So I am here, I will experience until I rest. I will find gratitude in moments of sadness, and grace in the grief of being alive, surrendered to loss and change, hands bowed down as I pray, so thankful for this moment, this day, this sensation, ability to witness, this ever-changing, infinite, unraveling experience.
Keep giving it up for the poet, everybody. Thank you, Haley. Judges, scores. From a low to a high, we have an 8.2 to an 8.3, and an 8.5, then an 8.9, and we got a 9. Give it up for the poet, everybody. Woo! In transition, we will all move on with our lives for one more week. Then, crowning, we have the announcement of the scores and the winners and that such stuff. But being bored of the mic, ending out our second round, everybody show so much love for Avery.
You see, when I was quoted the price of my mother's tombstone, they told me $800. And still, it was cheaper than health insurance in America. My best friend had to come with me to negotiate the casket down a few $1,000s, because that's the thing about capitalism. It still keeps its grip after one is dead in the ground. At my mother's funeral, I could not look at her face. I remembered the moment when the security tyrant police officer gave me the plastic bag full of the change and the glasses. You see, my mother was quieter alive than dead. A pack of Marlboro Reds is cheaper than lithium. And still, I can't live with myself. The fact that my first acts of misogyny were against my own mother. The fact that when I learned about what happened between her and my father that night, when the officer had to tell my mother, "You have to leave now or else your child will see this." I didn't know of the skull that was fractured. I didn't know about the blood around her body. I didn't know because she never told me. Because here's the thing about violence. It's more than quiet. I can't say silence because I can't stop talking or thinking about my mother. Actually, I block it out most of the time. That's why I'm making this up. But here it is from my body. All I have now is a coffin full of credit cards. You see, here in America, death is cheaper than health care. When I hear that the poor in America don't want health care, I think of my partner's uncle with his heart surgery that he needs, or the health care, the therapy that I need, the therapy that my community needs. You know, isn't it a little bit too convenient that EMDR therapy, the most effective therapy for trauma, is $100 a session at minimum, and that it's not covered by health insurance? I see the shadows of my mother's body in the apartment. I said to her angry things that I can't remember. Looking at the ground as messy as it could be, because the thing about class is it's an accumulation of goods. This is the part where the poem ends, because there is no form. It's rotting, it's here, and it all must be destroyed.
Keep giving it up for the poet, everybody. Thank you. Wow. Judges, the scores. It's the last time. It's kind of nostalgic. From a low to a high, we got a 7.6. Let them know how you feel. Then we got a 9.3. Then we got a 9.4. Then we got a 9.5. And we got a 9.8. Give it up for the poet, everybody. Give thanks. So this is the part where I stall for up to 30 seconds. Yeah, we do this every week. That's a cool thing. Also, I would like to invite you to my home this Saturday. If you're not doing anything this Saturday, come to my home. If you want to know where my home is, you can come talk to me. Our dear friend Hector, also known as Dog Days Are Over, is releasing a project. It's called Seedlings. There will be CDs. He's performing. There will be other performances. It's a potluck and a fundraiser for the organization is La Mesa Verde. So talk to Hector if you want to learn more. I think there's probably a flyer back there. If not, come talk to me as well. It's on Facebook. Smiley is ready. You want the microphone, Smiles?
No, just kidding. Yes, I do. Well, alrighty. We had fucking 7 people in the fucking second round. Jesus Christ. So starting with the 7th of the places, we have with 49.9 points. Haley Bothwell. Yeah, do your clapping. You can do better than that. I mean the audience, no, Haley, you did great. In sixth place with 51.0 points. Anna Avery. Avery, excuse me, sorry. In the fifth of the places with a total of 53.9 points, Bishop Malik. Can you guess which place is next? It's fourth place. And that was a full-on 54 points right there. That's Marius. Now we're up to the third one, which with 57.4 points, Hector. In second place with 57.8 points, we had Jason LaCour, and our winner with 59.5 points, Jose Jimenez.
Congratulations to all of the poets who performed this evening. Congratulations to Jose for winning. And the top two poets also get points, so you are eligible potentially to compete in finals to form a team at the end of the season. So if you want to learn more about that, talk to me. Thank you for coming out. One thing I want to remind all the poets of, if you could, is if you haven't signed the release form for your video, yourself and your voice to be recorded and such, we need the title of your poem and also your name and information. So if you haven't filled out all of it yet, go talk to Arvind over there. And also if you sacrificed, that is also something you, so yeah. We'll be back here next Monday. Starts at 6 o'clock. We got a workshop at 5. Thank you all for coming out. If you could help us put away your chairs, like just put away your chair, the chair next to you too, that'd be dope. And yeah, thank you for coming out. I hope you have a beautiful week, right? Have a beautiful week.